Oh, look what just walked in. I can't imagine you'd get much of a rise out of Vesuvius, being what you are. Maybe I'll have more luck with you. I think we should get to know each other a little better upstairs, where we can be ourselves. Come up to my room. Just 14 little steps. I'll make it worth it. Believe me. I was just thinking the same thing. You'd be missing out if it wasn't. I'm not going to force you to come upstairs with me. I've never had anyone refuse. I just thought we might have something in common, you and I. Well, you know where to find me if you change your mind. Isn't this better? You and me alone for just a little while. Away from jihad and the nonsense and the dangers. Just the two of us. I don't want to spoil the moment, but there's a reason I needed to speak to you alone. Let's. Oh, I forget sometimes the two-faced nature of our blood. It's sad, really, the way we get conditioned so quickly, isn't it? Oh, yes. What gave me away? How absolutely intoxicating for you to notice. I'm beginning to think bringing you up here was an even better idea than I thought. Yes, just like your clan not to get it. But let's put old grudges aside. I had to speak to you up here for a reason. The reason I asked you up here is because I and the rest of the Hollywood kindred have been under surveillance lately by hunters. I didn't want you to say anything that might draw attention. Maybe not. Think nothing of it. That may be so. But some kind are skilled beyond all our ability. Some in the arts, some in murder. If they smell a corpse, they'll bury it. Is it very difficult carrying that heavy weight of suspicion around your neck? Isn't it uncomfortable? I'm Velvet, Velour. But you can call me Vivi. I only let people I like call me that. Feel free to flaunt it. Velour. Call me Velvet. Miss Velour will do. It's been months since I've seen anyone new in here. I was starting to take it personally. And who should finally walk in but a real celebrity? I've heard a lot about you. So, wouldn't you like to know about me? Flatterer? No, I'm just a dancer. Keep it up and maybe I'll give you your own very private show. I can make your heart beat again. The truth can be cruel, but that doesn't mean you have to be. I'm like a book. All you have to do is run your finger down my spine and crack me open to see what I'm about. Hunters. Yes. They've been staking out Hollywood for several weeks. They've been in Ash's club, mine, a few others. I think they're whittling down their list of suspects. I'm a bit nervous. Until recently, I had one right under my nose. For a few weeks, one of them was working here at Vesuvius, keeping an eye on the clientele. I found a weapon in her locker and I fired her. But she's still in Hollywood watching my club. And me. I've had to adjust a lot to this existence. And I've accepted that I may have to do just that. But I'm a suspect, and if she ends up dead and I'm seen, they'll either kill me or chase me into obscurity, where I'll wither and die. Would you? I think it might be a little much to ask. You'd really be willing to do this for me? I won't lie. It's gonna be dangerous. But if you got rid of her, I'd be grateful. Very, very grateful. She works over at the sin bin now. Her hair's blonde, on top. Broken heart tattoo on the small of her back. Dances under the name Chastity, as if that wasn't a dead giveaway. I want you to understand. I don't want any innocents killed on my account. So if there are other dancers or patrons around, you'll have to lure them away from her. Do it as quietly as you can. No witnesses, please. And be careful using disciplines around the hunter. I've got a girl, Misty. She's divine and a willing blood doll for the right amount of money. I'll set her up for you. My treat. If we'd never taken the paths we did in life, could we have grown fond of each other? A shame you had to take her life. But you've saved mine, and I won't forget that. Yes, I'm quite a compelling subject, I'm sure. Hopefully, though, I'll have some lovely young kindred by my side to protect me. Yes, but through this ordeal I've gained an enticing new ally, and I'm beginning to think it was fate. Why? Are you afraid? Are you jealous of the life you lost? You're as dead as you feel, darling. Were you trying to be witty or profound? I couldn't tell. If you can't appreciate just how generous the gift of my presence is, maybe you should spend your time indulging in something more suited to your tastes, like a carnival or perhaps a rodeo or something. You're just saying what I want to hear. Don't stop. Look who's back. Couldn't stay away, could you? Please, call me Vivi. My friends call me Vivi. Velvet will do. Velvet will do nicely. That's Miss Velour to you. Yes. Poor David Hatter. David Hatter's an aspiring screenwriter and hotel manager. He comes in more often than he would admit. Several years now. Poor dear just can't get a break. I overheard him talking about his new screenplay with one of my girls. It was about secret societies and creatures that found themselves dealing with inner beasts and persecution by elder monsters. Sound reminiscent of something to you? No. It's about kindred. Yes. The details of his story were too insightful to be coincidental. I think someone's working with David, a kindred who doesn't realize the consequences of their actions. Do you know what the penalty for revealing ourselves to Kine is? Death. I'm afraid poor David's big break, the screenplay he's worked so hard on, must be destroyed, and his less-than-silent partner must be executed. I know David too well. I'm very fond of David, and I'm too close to do what needs to be done. No! I don't think Hatter knows his collaborator is kindred. You'll have to take David's screenplay, and somehow you'll have to coax the name of his source out of him. Once you've found out who, kill the traitor. But do not touch David. It's not my law. Telling humans about the Masquerade is against the laws of every faction of kindred society. There are many that are aware of us as it is. If more become suspicious, it could mean our extinction. David's such an endearing and creative fellow. If I did this personally, I'm sure he'd never speak to me again, and that would just break my heart. If you so much as touch a hair on David's precious, creative head, I will never speak to you again. David works at the Lucky Star Motel. He's very passionate about his writing. He loves to talk about his craft. I'm sure he'll talk about his screenplay. It may take some persuasion to get him to give up his collaborator's name, however, if it has to be that way. After this is over, I promise you'll have my complete attention. I asked you not to kill anyone else. You may be able to wash that blood off your hands easily, but my conscience will soak in it. Have you already forgotten your humanity? Because I haven't. It was a tragedy. Loss of life is a tragedy, not an accident. Collateral damage, expendable losses, acceptable casualties, disgusting euphemisms. Hunters are soldiers. They know they're at war, but the Kine, their lives have been wonderful. But now they're gone. Oh, I suppose I should just tear it up. But I can't. I can't rip up the product of that man's soul. Here, would you? Tear it up for me. Thanks. Fine. I understand. Hatter's dead. Get out. Murderer, you've killed my precious, wonderful, dear artist. I'll never forgive you. Are they? I mean, did you? I guess I'll ask someone else to finish this. Isaac has condoned the punishment, but I, like yourself, am no executioner. It must have been difficult, but take some comfort in knowing if you hadn't, someone else would have had to. I do appreciate your help. A lot. Can't you tell? I simply adore you. You're so sweet to me. The way you protect me. What would I have done had you never come in here? Oh, why can't they all be like you? The world could be so beautiful. Here, take this. A reminder of the beautiful girl whose heart you stole. You're quite gifted at pissing people off. You're working your magic right now. Hatter's genius isn't very profitable, yet. Have you tried offering him money? The poor thing's on a diet of ramen and generic cola. I'm sure he'll take it. Here. It's not a lot, but it should be enough to buy yourself something a bit more appropriate for a personal acquaintance of velvet velour. I'm willing to ignore the incredible lengths you've gone to be an asshole. I'm a dancer. It is now. I'm sorry. I'd rather revel in the present than dwell on the past. No? Are you into that kind of thing? Ugh. Mingle, sightsee, chat. And me, of course. Ash. Isaac does so love him. We're like step-siblings, Ash and I. But I think Ash is reckless. He's never been comfortable with what he's become. And he's getting careless. I adore Isaac. He's the father I never had. Why, if anything happened to him, I'd just end it all. But nothing ever will. Isaac's gifted, a saintly patron of the arts, and the most respected kindred in this city. I know. I heard you from here. So you like loud noises, do you? I asked you to be quiet. All you've done is attract attention to yourself. And now you're in my club. You think there's any chance someone might make the connection? I don't know if you've helped or made things worse. Fine. Apology accepted. Only because no one else got hurt. This is gonna be interesting. There's only one part of my body I don't want anyone entering. And that's my head. That other name? Never say it again. It belongs to a dead girl. I'm not hiding my past. I'm not that girl. She was flawed. She was naive. She was nobody. And now she's dead. Let the dead rest in peace. My name is Vivi. Show yourself out. I'd like to say a prayer for someone I used to know. Yes. Well, moving on. What are you doing? You can't just walk in here looking like that. If you must talk to me, follow me upstairs. And please, try not to attract any more attention. I don't know how it is in the sewers, but there are hunters all over Hollywood lately. And unlike, say, me, you don't exactly blend in. It must be so difficult for you. How sad. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to offend you. I just meant it must take a lot of time to adjust to that form. Forget I brought it up. Get out. Thanks.